Right, UFC 300. Well, it was epic. Cody and Figgy kicked things off. Not a bad fight. Liked the energy. Figgy might make his way to the top 5, but I can't see him being the champ at bantamweight. But he looked good. And despite looking like he'd rolled over a used sanitary towel, it was a good performance. Guru's mate Moicano did well. Faced a bit of adversity and got past it against someone that wasn't a great matchup for him. Hopefully we see him get that Paddy fight. We'd better talk about Iggy Pop. Sorry, Kayla Harrison. Well, what is there to say? Hulk smash. I'd imagine she'll be champ by the end of the year. Aljo versus Cater. Look, I know Aljo's advantage is grappling, yeah? And even though it didn't look like it, he was more at threat on the feet. But come on, it's UFC 300, mate. At one point, at the end of round 2, he just held half guard for about a minute. Just held onto it. I can't wait for Sterling to fight again. Sorry, no. I can wait. I can wait for Sterling to fight again. As long as it takes. I'm fine with it. He should be fined 300k for an anti-excitement bonus. Bo Nickel looked alright. I mean, he's setting himself up really, giving it so much of a big un. So people expect a GOAT-like performance every fight. He got rocked, he recovered well. His wrestling didn't look as dominant as Kamzat's did against these early guys. So maybe he isn't that guy. We'll see. Yuri versus Rakic was a good one. Look, I love Yuri, right? I love the spiel. I love the weirdness. I'm in. But please, Yuri, please work on some defense. It doesn't mean you've abandoned your samurai ways if you just check a leg kick. The Book of 5 Rings is only going to get you so far. I know it makes for incredibly exciting moments, and I know it paid off last night. But guys, imagine if you will, a new mythical creature. Defensively sound Yuri. That dude gets his title back. Arman Tsarukyan versus Charles Oliveira. The champion has a name. Sadly, it's not going to be Charles Oliveira for a good little while. Good fight, had its moments. It didn't feel like we got the full potent Oliveira though. It does beg the question. Is age catching up with Charles? And as magic as his run was, those days might be over? Or is that chin-bearded wrestling style just his kryptonite? With his willingness to just sit there in the guard looking for a submission? Well, I guess we'll find out in his next fight. And I'm as much of a Charles Oliveira bone smoker as the next guy. But it seemed like that judge was going to give it to Charles, whatever happened in the actual fight. But the best man on the night won, and Arman is on to Islam, after Islam takes out the undeserving Dustin beforehand. Now on to the highlight of the night, Gaethje versus Holloway. From the end of round 2 onwards, Gaethje had no eyes and no nose, fighting the rest of the fight with just 2 mashed up ears and a mouth, like some sort of persistent, violent earthworm. In round 5, DC in the commentary booth said, at this point, Justin's just going to have to get reckless. And Joe replied with, yeah, but if he does that, he could get knocked out. So there's that. Look, we all expected that this fight was probably going to be the most exciting fight of UFC 300. But fuck me, did it deliver. And could we just take a moment for those last 10 seconds? Creating what is probably going to go on to be one of the most iconic moments in UFC history. In that last moment of the last round of a BMF title fight, when Max was clearly up and should have just seen out the time. Max calls Dustin to the centre of the ring for a throwdown, with about 10 seconds left of a pretty much guaranteed win. They throw down epically, and in the very last couple of seconds, lands a beauty, completely folding Justin Gaethje. Ladies and gentlemen, hardcores and casuals, don't look at me, I just came. It doesn't get better than that. That's why we show up. For moments like that. Then 2 Chinese girls fall, and then on to the main event. Jamal Hill taking on Alex Pereira. Look, I thought it was going to be more competitive. I thought Jamal Hill had a good chance. The minute the fight was underway, you could tell Alex was in control, he was more powerful, and he was just better. And also, from what we saw in that first Izzy fight, that black belt that Glover gave him at the end is madness, but we'll ignore that. I think we're all just starting to realise that Alex Pereira is a great, if not the great, and we're watching it unfold real time. The nutshot thing, sending Herb off just before knocking Jamal out, was a little too much. Come on, Alex, chill. But as a whole, UFC 300, beautiful. What a card. Actually lived up to the hype. One of, if not, the best card of all time. Anyway, if you like this video, give us a sub, check out this playlist of recent bangers. I'll see you next time.